Alright, yeah! The Halloween maps have finally been released. This is so much fun. Wait, why is a horseman all jerky? What the fuck?
Hey guys, Aar here with a bit of a shorter video. In an unexpected twist of events, the TF team has decided to enable all the previous Halloween maps early this year, so players can spend more time having fun with Scream Fortress content before the update comes out, which, by the way, has also been confirmed. Much like previous events, however, you may or may not have noticed a slightly annoying problem with the bosses that roam around the map. While your game might be running smooth as butter, the bosses and skeletons could be a stuttery, jerky mess. Why is this? Well, this all boils down to something called interpolation, or a lack thereof. Interpolation refers to the way that the source engine uses snapshots to determine and smooth out the movement of entities, like NPC bosses. With a decent amount of interpolation enabled, the game will receive a set number of snapshots from the server every second, then shift the client's render time back a little bit, and smooth out the NPC's movement between snapshots, using a set interpolation period, lerp, controlled by an equation utilizing a combination of the CL_interp, CL_interp ratio, and CL update rate commands. This is a really simple way to get smooth movement out of NPCs, but it has the huge drawback of increased latency on clients, which can lead to unfair fights, inaccurate projectiles, and, of course, player frustration. Without these snapshots and adequate time to interpolate between them, NPCs start to become very choppy, hence the issue most players are seeing. Now, you might be asking, why is it all choppy if I never even changed my interp? Well, most popular configs, mine included, will change your interp in order to better suit the game's fast-paced nature and reduce latency wherever possible. If you've downloaded a config, it's more than likely that your interp has been changed from the default values. It is true that lowering the interp settings comes at the cost of laggy or choppy-looking boss fights, but I'm fairly certain most would agree that lower latency is more important than smooth NPCs that you only really see once a year. Another question people might ask is why man vs. machine bots aren't choppy with low interp. Well, Halloween bosses still are. In truth, the man vs. machine bots are quite literally that, bots. Bots aren't counted as an entity or NPC, but rather as a player. As a result, they use the same interp rules and smoothing that would be applied to players rather than entities. I've ragged on TF2's default settings before, and let's be real, I probably will until the end of time. But their network values are actually pretty solid for those with extremely low-end internet connections. If you're still using the default settings, you've likely never even noticed an issue with choppy bosses or dropped packets, since the settings will interpolate between several different snapshots per second. However, I'd still strongly recommend reading up on interp to find out what the best possible settings for your setup might be. Personally, I would recommend you set CL_interp to 0, and then set CL_interp ratio to 2. According to 6F in this fantastic video he made, setting interp to 0 and interp ratio to 2 will allow the game to account for 2 drop packets. Increment CL_interp ratio by 1 if you're still noticing connection problems. In conclusion, interpolation is used for smoothing out entity movement, but most popular TF2 configs turn it down to the absolute lowest value in order to reduce latency. In single-player or cooperative games like Left 4 Dead or Portal 2, having interpolation is much better than having none at all. But most would agree that the trade-off for Team Fortress 2 makes it better to do without. Until next time, have fun with Scream Fortress. Peace.